It's just another day. Just another day.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon from me, and it's just another day. Remember to speak up.
Speak clearly, Julie.
Speak clearly.
Ollie, out of there.
Yeah, we've got the dog, so we might have to break off a time or two to sort the little legend out.
Oh, she's all right.
She's
in kitchen, so she can't get anywhere really.
She's not been so bad, but it's been a cracking day today.
We've been in garden all afternoon, haven't we?
You can't let her off. Well, you can let her off lead, but she chews everything in sight. So
Yeah, we've got all bits of wood, haven't we, in the garden?
Got too stressful. We had to put her on lead and sit her up wheels because you don't want the dog eating something and then having a big vet bill.
Yeah, I don't want
her
her to keep eating wood and then she ends up having to have an operation.
Especially not on her granddad's watch.
No.
You know, so...
No. But she's good when you put her on lead, isn't she? She's
good, yeah.
She's quite relaxed. She doesn't...
Just sorting myself out. So, it's been, as I say, it's been a cracking day. Have you done anything this morning?
Yeah, I've had my hair done.
Oh, yeah, years load.
I've had my hair bleached blonde. It's like, oh my God.
Yes, you were.
I'll tell you what I feel like.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
It was a shock.
Billy.
Oh, Billy Fury.
Well, he had blonde hair, didn't he?
Sting did.
Yeah, no, I feel like Billy Fury or whatever.
Quadrophenia.
Anyway, it's tough. The only thing I can do is bloody shave it off. But anyway, it's tough.
I had mine dyed grey.
Yeah, yours come out all right, didn't it?
Come out all right, and it's the same colour.
Typical, yours would be all right. Anyway,
it's the same colour all over as well.
I won't look at it. I won't look in the mirror. Yeah, you've got the same colour all over, man.
Not a bother. And I didn't have to pay any extra to have it this colour.
No, you did all right.
Which is good. What have I been doing then?
You've been busy painting, haven't you?
Been back up the ladder to the roof.
Yeah, painting, looking
and,
nice.
And I'll be going back up tomorrow. I ain't gone the whole length because I have to put a plank on the tarmac, and the tarmac's probably all right, but I'm not risking putting a plank on the tarmac just yet. So I've left a stretch of stain and paint, but I've done the hardest bit, you know, the apex.
The ladders are still hanging over gate.
I know they are, yeah, and they're going to be left hanging over the gate till tomorrow when I hang them back to go back up again. Because it's
supposed to be a decent day tomorrow, isn't it? And then it's supposed to turn cold and wet, back to normal. So
if I get that bit done, I've gone to the apex and it comes down like that, so I know where I've left off. So when I do the last bit, if you will,
it's all the straight bit.
Yeah, the straight bit, which is a lot easier than what I've been doing. I'll know where to start, and then I just do that twice, and then that's it, finished up there. For the time. I could do it doing the sides, but the ladders I've got are really old now, and when I get to the top at the side, you know, at the sides, it's right steep, and are a lot lighter then as well when the ladders were newer and stronger, and now I'm heavier and the ladders are weaker. And where you know when you push the ladder up and then you hang it on a rung, I'd got too near the top. There weren't enough ladder for the rung, if you know what I mean. And it would say that's the top ladder and that's the bottom ladder. They were only over like that and they were bending in middle. Well, when I were younger and thinner, it didn't matter, but the ladders have now aged. They must be 30-year-old. It's dangerous. You shouldn't do it. I shouldn't have done it then. Yeah. But being like I were, I did, and I got away with several times since we've been in this house. But
well, I mean, it doesn't matter about sides, does it?
No.
They're not rotting away.
No, they're not rotting away because I put that much on them over years.
So just
they're solid.
them.
Everything's solid. Even what I've just done
Don't intend to live here over the next 10 years anyway. So I think what we've got are lost. Yeah.
Oh, you know, like the front where I've just done, no rot, all solid because the amount of
because you've looked after it every year, didn't you?
Well, but it loses its gloss, doesn't it?
Yeah, it starts to look shabby.
Although there's nothing wrong with it, it just lost its sheen. So I'm just putting the sheen back onto it, really. And that's the idea of what I'm doing now.
That looks nice.
and the camera's just gone out again, so it just knocks you off, doesn't it? As
It
we
looks
said
nice.
yesterday.
Looks nice. I'm going to get a little bistro set to put outside, so at night if we want to just go and sit out there we can. It just looks nice rather than for using, because we sit out back, don't we, all the time, really.
If I get a chance, I'm going to cut the grass again before weekend, before I put the caravan on. I'm putting the caravan on the grass for a couple of weeks, just to make sure the tarmac sets hard. It might be a bit extreme, but that's what I'm doing. But the only thing left now is to sort the garden out, which is nominal. It's neither here nor there. And the flagging out the front. And once that's done, and Bev sorts all the pots out, and if you're putting any flowers in. But I don't think we are doing, because...
Well, I'll put cordyline in. I'll put cordyline in them pots. We have 4 pots and I usually put cordyline in. We do put geraniums and things in, but we're not going to do, because we're not going to be here all May.
Well, over years...
We could put some in June. Because when we go away, we're only going away for like a few days at a time, aren't we, after that? We're not going
a week.
Yeah, so they'd be all right.
So it's like June, July, August.
Yeah, so I might put some beddings in.
Over years, we used to plant it up with hundreds of plants, didn't we?
Yeah.
Geraniums, and it was really...
Yeah, but we could be bothered with it, couldn't we? Can't we? But none of us can be bothered.
And you had flower shops, so we got them slightly cheaper, not more.
Well, I used to get them off wholesale. I used to buy them in bulk.
Weren't so much that were cheaper, they were better quality, but they were actually strong, weren't they?
Yeah, they were much... When you buy them
and
from...
the colours were vibrant, weren't they?
When you buy them from a florist, they do seem a lot more money than supermarkets, but they are better.
Better quality,
Yeah, much better quality. They're not fast grown. They've been kept in cold greenhouses. They've been brought on properly. Whereas when you buy them from the supermarket, there's nothing wrong with them, but they're grown within a few weeks. They're just put in to grow. Then you put them in your garden, and sometimes they're all right. I've had them from the supermarket. They've been all right, but when I had flower shop, obviously I bought them off the wholesaler.
When you're young, you're a bit green, aren't you? And you buy all these bedding plants too early. And
well, not necessarily when you're young. My mum does it. She'll say, well, they were all there in shop, so they must be all right. And I'll say, Mum, no, don't buy anything yet. Wait till end of May.
Never cast a clout till May's out.
Well, she'll say, well, there'd loads of them in shop.
We've done it when we were younger. I'm just sorting myself out. We've done it when we were younger, and we've put the bedding plant in, and the frost has come and killed it. And then you go and buy it again, and what do they all sell? Like the B&Qs and the garden centres. They all have it out ready for you to buy.
Yeah.
And you go and buy, you put it in, it snuffs it, and then you go and buy it again.
It's like Easter eggs, isn't it? At Tesco, they've been selling Easter eggs since Christmas.
Yeah.
And they sell them and you buy them, and then you blooming eat them.
Same at selection boxes.
We haven't done that this year. Normally I'd have bought all Easter eggs by now. But
we bought any? We bought some.
We always do a big Easter egg hunt on Easter Saturday for grandchildren. So we don't buy them a big egg.
Spend about 300 quid on little eggs.
We spend loads of money on mini eggs and different bits of things, and then we have...
They have a race, don't they?
8 yellow eggs that we put money in.
They've gone.
What do you mean they've gone?
You
are joking me.
No, I'm not joking yet. You told me to sort the drawers out.
Oh, honestly.
I sorted the drawers out.
Well, I can get some more. They sell them at the range if they have any. When I come back, it'll probably be too late. Anyway, well, they won't get them then now, will they?
No.
Oh, well. We'll have to put some money about for them or something. But anyway, we always put money in these eggs, and they have a race, and then they count who's got the most eggs. And the most money, and then they share it.
Yeah, so it's equal.
They split it up then, and then they share it out, so they all end up with the same. But it's every year it's a little competition to who can get the. Takes us about 3 hours to hide them and about 10 minutes to find them.
Yeah, they
love it. They love it. They buzz when they.
They run round rapid. Yeah. They do have a good time. And so do I. I enjoy it as well myself.
But so that's what we do on Easter Saturday. But we don't buy them big Easter eggs, even though Pippa's said this year, can we have a big Easter egg? But they get loads of Easter eggs, don't they? My mum buys them one. Rob and Tom buy Pip, and Becky and Tommy and Rob. They all buy each other's children Easter eggs, don't they? So it costs a fortune. And then I usually do like hot cross buns, don't I?
We do.
a
We have
brew,
bit of
you know, a
party.
brew and an hot cross bun.
Probably the same
and,
as any other family in the country.
depending on weather dependent. If it's nice and warm, then we'll have a drink. If it's cold.
A thought has just come into my head. We're talking about families. When I were on Rangers, there was this particular family, and there must have been about 8 kids, and they had nothing. And I mean nothing. They once came into the park on Christmas Day, playing, and they got, I don't know if you can remember them, anybody of any age will remember them, and they were like a little watch, kiddie's plastic watch, and it wasn't
I must go and see where the dog is.
battery yet.
Oh, she's there.
Wasn't
She's
battery or wind up or anything. It's just that when you turned it,
Oh, yeah, it had a picture,
yeah,
changed picture.
it changed picture.
Yeah.
Probably about,
So like a racing car, and then
Yeah.
it changed into something
yeah,
else.
probably about half a p from China.
Oh, bless
Anyhow,
them.
they'd all got one of that for Christmas. They'd got one of them, and that was it. That was the Christmas present. Nothing else. They didn't. I can't even remember if they had coats and it was freezing. Anyhow, they took a shining to me.
Took a shining.
Yeah,
That's a horror movie, that, The
Yeah.
Shining.
This was in one of the parks, and they moved to a different area of town, and they ended up in Thompson's Park, which is one of the main parks. It has a boating lake, paddling pool.
That's where your tea place were.
Yeah,
weren't
that's
it?
where we had
you
our
them.
ranger station as well. So it were quite central. And this family moved down that end, and one day I made the mistake. I looked at him, it were red hot. There's loads of kids, all out with the families. They never brought the mum and dad, they were always on their own. And they were all in park, and boats were on. They didn't have a go on boats. Weren't in paddling pool. It was just this, I don't know, it just
They didn't have nothing.
didn't have nothing. They'd have no money. So I said, right, you lot. I said, come on to ice cream van. Do you want an ice cream? He said, yeah. So I took them all to ice cream van and I bought them whatever they wanted. All 8 of them. But the mistake was doing it, because from that day, they owned me to buy them ice creams. But I didn't buy them again. They only got it that once. They
You
actually
couldn't
got what
afford
they
it. You couldn't
wanted.
afford to buy his own ice
Couldn't.
creams.
But I just felt so sorry for them.
Yeah. I mean, kids have so much, don't they, these days? I mean,
Yeah, they had nothing.
our grandchildren have lots, don't they?
Yeah.
You know,
They all, yeah.
you know, they have everything. But there is children out there that don't have anything. It's
And
sad.
there were another family, and they were the same. They had a few kids, not so many. But they didn't work, and they used to come in the park fishing. And one of the children fell over and slit his hand. Slit his hand across there. It was bad, needed stitching. So I went down I took the child down to the parents who were fishing. I said, excuse me, I said, your lad's fallen over and cut his hand. And I showed him his hand. I said, it's pretty bad, really. And the mother turned around and said to me, you got to believe this. Said to me, did he tell you about that brown trout he caught? I went, pardon? Said, yeah, he said, about that big brown trout. I said, your son's just fallen over and cut his hand really bad. I said, he really needs to go to hospital. He said, yeah, he was surprised when he caught it. He said he couldn't believe how big it was. I thought, am I hearing this right? I said, your son's cut his hand. She said, yeah, I heard you first time. I said, well, it's bad. I said, he actually needs to go to hospital. He said, oh yeah, we'll take him when we finish fishing down here. We'll on way home for tea or something. We'll take him then. I said, I'm going to make you an offer. I said, it'll be a one-time offer. I said, because I'm not supposed to do it, but on this occasion I will do it for you. I will take your son and one parent to hospital, where I will drop you off and the other one will have to come and pick you up when his hand's sorted. I said, I'm not even supposed to do that. If it had accident and you weren't here, I could have run into hospital. I said, but because you're here, I can't do that. I said, so it's down to you. What would you like to do? I'm not supposed to do it, but I will do it on this occasion. I know you've got a car at the top there, because I knew the car, who's the car, you know, I knew their car. I said, so them's your options. What would you like to do? He said, oh, we'll take him on way home. No point taking him yet because we're fishing. I said, it's your last chance. This is your last chance saloon. He said, no, just leave him here, he'll be all right. And I had to leave him because I couldn't do nothing. You know, I was a park ranger. I had no powers of picking him up, kidnapping him. I've done that once. The one child, running him to hospital. So I didn't have, you know, I couldn't do that. So I just had to leave him. And they were there fishing all afternoon and his hand were really bad. And they didn't take him. And I'm not sure if they took him on the way home. Don't think he went home and put a plaster on it.
Man, we'd done that with our Becky when she come home with a broken ankle.
Yes, she did, yeah.
She came home, she'd been bonfiring, but I don't know if it were bonfire night, I can't just remember. And she came home and she said, I've hurt my ankle. She'd been somewhere where she shouldn't have been. You know, like on a field, bonfiring, where they weren't allowed to go. So, of course, she got told off and sent to bed. So she went to bed anyway, got up in the morning, she couldn't blink and move this leg. And I went to Manchester. Well, we went to Manchester, didn't we? Left her in bed. And she must have been in that much agony. She rung a mate, and a mate took her to hospital, to Burnley General, where they x-rayed it and it were broken. So she had to then go to Blackburn. So obviously we came back from Manchester and to go to Blackburn, and she ended up stopping in overnight and having a surgery, didn't she?
So why we were as bad?
Well, yeah, we were naughty, yeah. And
Neglect?
Yeah, neglect.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, but I don't do poorly people, and when you messed about and done it yourself, it's your own bloody fault. But yeah, she had a broken, it were a mess. It were a mess, weren't it?
Yeah.
But it didn't look obviously broken.
No, it looked all right, didn't it?
It looked swollen. So we kept thinking, shouldn't have bloody gone on that field. You're not supposed to set her ankle. Yeah, thought she'd twisted it badly. Anyway, she were quite a while, weren't she, getting that sorted. So yeah, we're very neglectful parents.
I got it from my mother because I once broke my ankle on a trolley, and I hopped home on one leg, and I got to home, and my mother said, I broke my ankle, mother. She said, no, you haven't. I said, I have. She said, you haven't. I said, I have. She said, right then, walk round settee on your leg, and if you can walk round settee, it's not broke. I said, I can't walk round settee. I had to walk round settee.
I like that well, Becky. That's where I'm like your mother, aren't I? Yeah, I'm like your mother. But yeah, they won't do...
So eventually my mother you could send for an ambulance in them days, and they came, and the ambulance took me to hospital. And that were coming up towards bonfire night, because we'd been bonfire collecting, and I stood on a bloody nail with my cast on, and it went through the cast and into my foot, and the blood were pouring out of this bloody hole in cast. Anyway, they left it on.
Yeah.
Luckily, I didn't get
infected
in there.
Yeah, but didn't they say take your other when your pot took off? They said take your other shoe and sock off, and your feet were filthy.
Well, I was a young lad.
His mum only washed the foot that
we
had
didn't
the
have
broken
a bath.
ankle.
We didn't have a bath. We had a bath.
Oh, Gay's foot all nice and clean.
We only had a bath hung on nail. This is true. There were 6 of us. Me and my mum and dad. There were 8, and our bath was a tin bath up outside in the backyard, hung on a nail, 6-inch nail, and there were no backyard gate, and there were no backyard door.
Toilet, but no door.
Yeah, there was a toilet with no door. And because I hadn't got in the bath with my pot leg, my other leg were black. But because I was young and I couldn't stay still. I wanted to be gone all the time over the hills, far away, even with pot leg. And they used to put, in them days, they used to plaster a cast,
like a
rubber thing,
heel.
Like a rubber thing on it.
Yeah.
And I broke that many off. The last time I went, they said if he breaks this one off, we're not replacing it again. It's just going through too many. Anyway, it weren't long before I broke that off. But in the meantime, I'd still on this here nail. And when they took the cast off, they said, right, take your other sock off now. I want to have a look to measure them. And my bloody ankle were actually black.
And your foot, and your toes, and your toenails.
Well, I couldn't get it back.
No, well, your mum didn't bother. She only washed the foot, you could see, didn't she?
Sure you were. Oh dear. And another time I had a...
Typical lad.
I stood on a nail and I ignored it until the point my foot were black and blue and swollen, and I couldn't put it to the floor. It was like electric shocks going through your leg. and my sisters were only babies. I said, how am I going to get down to the doctor's, mother? She said, you're going into twin pram. I said, I can't go into twin pram. So how are we going to get there? Because we didn't have a car. We'd had no money for taxis. In fact, I can't even remember if there were taxis.
Yeah, because you used to rely on neighbours, didn't you? If a neighbour had a car, they used to run everybody
his
about.
neighbours didn't have cars.
No, I'm
Nobody
just
had a
saying,
car.
in them days, people relied on...
Anyhow, I had to go to the doctor's in twin pram. My mother shoved me down and shoved me back. And when I went down, it needed lancing. If anybody can remember them days when they used to lance it with a scalpel. But he did it without any anaesthetic or injection or anything like that. You just had to sit there. Now. So he started to lance it, and obviously, the reaction, I booted him with my other leg. So the doctor weren't right happy. And he stood, then he made my mother hold my hands, and he stood on my other leg, on my other foot, while he lanced my foot, and all pus came out.
Shut up, you dirty
Don't watch
devil.
this at tea time.
Oh, God, I'm going to make cheese and onion pie. I don't think I'm going to bother.
But anyhow, after it were right. It never went back again. He'd done the job, whatever he did. It
Well, it's obviously not got infected, as in blood infection. It was just under the skin
it
infection.
had done the job, yeah.
Yeah.
But I put my mother through it, I think, in the old, I weren't bad. I was just...
I think your mum had so many kids, you got let to get away because she had so many other things to think about.
Mischievous.
Up to something all the time. Well,
Oh,
same
well.
as what you are now. You're always up to something. There's always a drama.
Yeah, I'm always up to something.
You're always tinkering about with something.
I was always up to something when I was little. And we had coal fires, as many people did in them days. Well, everybody did, didn't they? And one day I was messing with lighter fuel. And I sprayed it all over my hand, all over my thumb. And I was too near the fire. And my hand caught fire. And it burnt bad. And my mother put it out. And you know what she put on it? Butter. Well, if you think about butter, what's it going to do?
Butter went on everything in them days.
Red hot burn, it carried on burning. And all my thumb came up in a right big blister.
Oh dear.
I was obsessed with fire in them days.
What about when Auntie Margaret was sat in the living room?
Well, that was a stupid thing to do. I've been to school on the odd occasion, and one of the lads at school had some 2-2 bullets. And I can't remember what I had, but I swapped him for this tin of 2-2 bullets. I remember what they were in. They were in a cigar tin.
I mean, why were you obsessed with bullets when you didn't have a gun?
No, we were obsessed with fire.
No. Oh, but what were you going to do with bullets? Set
Well,
them on fire?
Well, in the olden them days, if you got a bullet, so there were things on the railway that used to set charges. And on occasion, some lads had them, and they used to wedge them between two bricks and hit it with an hammer. And that's it.
Set the
And that's
the
what I thought. I'd
bullet
do
off.
something like that. Wedge it somewhere and strike it with an hammer and set the bullet. That was the idea.
Kill somebody.
No, just they're only little 2-2 bullets anyhow. Anyhow, my Auntie Margaret had moved in with us because she didn't have kids at the time. Cheryl and Gail, they didn't have them, and they moved into our house.
Who's there? Auntie Margaret and Uncle Terry?
Yeah, it was only a tiny house. There were 6 of us.
There were 8 here.
Yeah, my mum and dad that were 8. And my Auntie Margaret, my mother was sat in front of the fire. And I walked in with this tin of bullets and I threw the bullets on fire. And the bullets were pinging round the room. And my Auntie Margaret said, Irene, what's our Stephen thrown on fire? And they were both, I could have killed them, I could have took their eye out. Oh, stupid things I've done. And then this, I don't know if even same tin, it was a cigar tin. I put an hole in the bottom of this cigar tin, and I put my finger up through the hole into the cigar tin, if you will, and I put cotton wool around my finger, and then I had some tomato sauce on it, and set off. Oh, I had the tin like that, so you could just put your thumb in or take put your finger in or take your finger out. So I went to school. I went out, well, on another occasion I went to school. I set off to, I'll rephrase that, I set off to school. I'd give it about 45 seconds a minute, something like that, and I run back in, but I put my finger in the tin. And I said, Mother, look what I found on the back street. You're not going to believe what I found on the back street. She said, what is it? Because my mum had feathers in her head.
She'll wear with fairies.
But she had all these kids and my sisters.
And she used to have
running
everybody else's kids.
Yeah, she did. She was
like Papa,
old woman in shoe.
Yeah, she used to do. Everybody's kids used to be there, being fed and.
Yeah, and she babysit for children as well for money because we had no money.
Yeah,
we were skint.
Child-minded. Yeah.
Only my dad worked at that time, and he did. My dad, he put a full week in the work for us, for the family. All day, and then he went back after tea for a couple of hours each night so he could have a pint.
For his beer money.
Anyhow, going back to the tale, I sets off to school. About a minute later, I was running in. Mother, look what I found on back street. She said, what is it? He said, it's a cigar tin. I said, no, Mum, look what's inside. And my finger in the tin, and I opened the tin with this hand, and the fingers there, she screamed, and I moved it like that. You silly bugger! She nearly fell over on the spot. Anyhow, that's some more tales from our house. So, as you can see, it was here at our house, it was just another day. There's more to tell.
Oh, there's more. There's more.
So, it's been nice talking to you today. And if you made it this far, well done. And if you, as I say, if you come back tomorrow, you need to go and see doctor.
Go and get lanced.
Yeah. So, adios from me. And we'll see you all tomorrow, all being well.
Bye.
Bye. It's just another day. Just another day.